Hi, I'm Shoestring Jane. Welcome back to my channel where you find me in my office, my messy office. And I've just realised I've got a half-naked lady behind me, modelled on me, as you can probably tell. Anyway, normally here I talk about all things thrifty, frugal and money saving and a bit of money making as well. So I just thought actually what I'd do today is review, as it's the 1st of November, you won't see this until probably you won't see it until the 3rd of November, but it's the 1st today, so I've been reviewing my spending for October, and you may have seen my October budget. I will link it below. So I've just been having a little look and seeing if I managed to stick to my budget. And I did struggle with groceries. So I thought I'm going to really cut back on groceries. I'm spending too much money on groceries. So I'm going to cut back. And I was estimating £260 for the month, and that is for me, mum half the time, Izzy some of the time when she's visiting, or any of the other girls some of the time, and Justin about 2/3 of the time maybe, because he is at his mum's an awful lot because he is her carer. So I thought, in the past I would have easy been able to stick to that, and I did struggle. So I spent £285.57. So I went over £25.57. Well, not the end of the world, is it? It's not like massively over. But I do find, do you find this as well? It's very hard to get what you used to get. I go into, sorry, I'm just drinking my coffee. I go into somewhere like Lidl, or I actually did one Tesco shop this month, which is probably what took me over actually. And I used to come out with like a family shop with 6 bags full for about, I don't know, about 90 or £100 when all the girls were at home. And now I spend about, if I go into somewhere like Tesco's, I'll spend about £80, not buy very much, and come out with 3 not very full bags. And I think, you can really see how hard it is. But if I shop in Lidl and Aldi, then I definitely spend a lot less. The reason I went into Tesco's was because there were a few things that I just needed to kind of stock up on, but you can't get everything in Lidl and Aldi, can you? So every now and then I'll kind of top up, but if I should just top up on the things I can't get, rather than thinking I'll just do the whole shop in Tesco this week. So that is where I went wrong. That's probably why I spent more, because you do. I always estimated that when I did a family shop in the past, when I first started using Aldi instead of Tesco, I definitely saved £30 a week. And I still think that's, now I do, even that's just for me. So definitely worth. If you've got an Aldi or a Lidl, if you haven't got an Aldi or a Lidl in your area, I feel sad for you. We've got Lidls all over the place here. It does save you a lot of money. And I tend to find, because there's less choice, it keeps me on track. And that is a good thing as far as I'm concerned, because, it's so easy when you've got aisles and aisles of stuff to just get waylaid and distracted by shiny things and things you didn't need and special offers and that sort of thing. So I don't go down the middle of Lidl. I just keep away from those aisles, unless there was something that I see advertised that I think, oh, actually, I do want that. I would use that. It could be a good gift for someone. I literally just don't go anywhere near it, and I don't go anywhere near the seasonal stuff. I just stick to the groceries. So I always look for the Lidl box, but they never have them in my local Lidl. They used to have them in the Lidl near my old house, but they just don't have them here. I don't know if they don't do it, or if they put them out a certain time and I never get there on the right time. I'd worked out when it was in my old Lidl as well. It was a Monday morning, and I don't go out shopping on a Monday now because I always have the dog. So that doesn't work. Anyway, we are going to go shopping today, me and Mum. So I am going to try to stick to the budget. I'm actually going to put it up to £300. So I want to be realistic. I'm going to put it up to £300. Mummy's here at the moment. She does give me a bit towards it as well. So, but I'm going to put it up to £300 for the month. So that's my plan. £300 for November. Fuel, I had budgeted for petrol, this is gas for the car, £180. It's always so difficult to say because it's not like I do the same journey every day. I'm here and there and everywhere. Sometimes I've got to take Mum somewhere. This time I had to go down to collect her from my sister's, which is a bit of a trek. And I had to take my daughter somewhere as well, up into the next county. and then it's just been general stuff to come toing and froing, and I actually underspent. So I underspent by £56.14. So I spent 123.86 pence on fuel. So I've made up for spending too much on groceries at this point. Eating out. Now, I don't normally have a set budget for eating out, but I think I should, because, you know, having the odd coffee out or the odd breakfast out is a treat that I can actually afford now. So I'm building that in, and I knew that I'd be with Mum, and although she nearly always tries to pay, and because she wants to go a lot more than me, I would never go that often to places, and she just wants to get out because she can't do much else. So getting out for coffee and stuff, but I don't want her to pay all of the time. So I budgeted £25 and I spent £30 and 6 pence. So I was £5 6 pence over. Actually, a lot of that wasn't coffees out. Me and Justin we had one day we just thought, let's just treat ourselves, and we went. It was a beautiful day on a Sunday, absolute beautiful October day, and we did, you know, we don't go out in the evenings for dinner, so we went for breakfast. We took the dog, we can take the dog to this pub that does breakfast, and you have the view of the quay, and it's a real treat, and it doesn't happen very often, and that's what most of that money went on. And then we had a few coffees, well, me and Mum did, so that's why I went over. Clothing, I said nothing, and in actual fact, I did spend money, but it was only on postage. I've mentioned before the Biscuit app, which is a dog walking app, and you earn points, and you can just gradually build up those points, and you can spend them with different retailers. And I had about £40 or £50 worth now. I bought towels and underwear mainly from Marks and Spencer's. So I always get Marks and Spencer's vouchers. I got 2 Marks and Spencer's vouchers, got a new bra, and the bra was on offer as well, so I did actually manage to get a bra for £20, but I had to pay the postage. Oh, it was £22, I think, and then I had to pay the postage on top, so I had to pay £5.99. So I did go £5.99 over on my clothing budget, but I have been in loads of charity shops buying stuff for my eBay shop and bought myself no clothing, so I've been very, very good. Pet food, again, that can be variable because, you know, it doesn't last for a month. I get a stock of stuff, sometimes it lasts longer, sometimes it doesn't last as long, and every now and then I just stock up on something like Archie's kibble, and I buy massive bags of that, but I never know quite exactly how they're going to last, and they do cost about £70. So when I buy those, I go over. So this time I knew I didn't need to do that. I set myself £160 and I spent £139.41. So I'm £20.59 in credit there. Home DIY, I knew I didn't need anything, so I've set £0. And I spent £0. This month I am going to try and do a little bit of painting. I don't think I need a lot of paint, but I might need some. I'm just going to put £25 if I need some paint, or maybe some sandpaper or something like that. I won't need a lot because we've got a lot of stuff in the garage, so I'm intending to use that. I don't know if I'm going to manage to do this. I would just like to get something done before Christmas. There's lots of jobs in this house that I want to do, so this room is one of the ones I want to do. I want to do the spare room, we'll do our bedroom. I want to finish off little bits and bobs downstairs. The hallway is desperate to be done as well, but I probably will wait and do that last. So yeah, there's a few bits I want to do. So I'm going to only £25. I messed up on the health beauty budget because I put £25 thinking I had an awful cold at the beginning of the month and I was needing to buy cough and cold stuff. I bought most of that from Lidl, didn't spend very much money at all, but I'd forgotten to budget for a haircut, and I was thinking, well, I will wait for a little bit longer, but it still came out of October, so I decided I had to go and have a trim in the end. So I also made another mistake because I thought I had a free haircut a few months ago with the junior, and I thought I'd seen a sign saying that she's now offering half price haircuts. So I booked in with her and I thought that I was going to pay half price. By the time I actually got in, she had just qualified, and so I had to pay the full price. So so I went over for that reason. A, because I hadn't budgeted for a haircut at all, and B, because I budgeted for a half price haircut, or in my head I thought it was going to be a half price haircut when it happened. So I spent £45 on my hair. And what else did I spend money on? I spent some other money on healthy stuff that I hadn't budgeted for. I don't think what I actually spent. Oh, I went and collected a prescription for my daughter. She has to pay for her prescriptions, and that was £9.90. And I forgot to ask her for the money, so I just bitten the bullet. And I also ran out of moisturiser for myself. So I thought, well, if I'm going to pay the postage on the night cream that I wanted, I might as well just stock up and get the day cream as well. So I end up spending £20 on that. So anyway, I've completely messed up that by not planning ahead, not thinking about the hair, not checking my products and seeing what I needed. I don't buy much. I'm very, very, very low key when it comes to makeup and cosmetics. However, I do buy some, and I do like to wear a decent moisturiser, and I use, at the one moment I'm using Weleda, because I can get it in a glass container at not too hideous a price. So I've got the day and the night cream, and I think it's quite a nice product. So yes, that's what I bought. For Christmas, I thought I would perhaps buy, on Christmas and gifts generally, I thought I'd be buying more Christmas stuff than I actually have. I haven't bought that much at all. So I had budgeted £100, and I actually spent £65.21, most of which was on birthday presents, because we've got a friend, a very good friend, and it's his 60th this month. Again, forgot that when I did my budget. And a niece, and it's her 4th birthday. Again, forgot about that. So not doing well. I've just checked to make sure there's no birthdays in November, and well, there are birthdays. There's no birthdays in December, apart from my sister's, who is really she's really around Christmas. I put her within my Christmas budget, even though it's a separate birthday budget. I do have my niece though, so I need to add a bit of money. So for Christmas and gifts this time, because I'm going to be really buying Christmas, I am going to budget 350. I probably won't spend that. I've bought quite a lot already, but I've got that. It is actually separate. I'm going to try and do it out of my monthly money, but I do have a separate budget if I need more. So if I can do it out of my monthly money, it's great, because then I've got that money still in savings. Miscellaneous, I budgeted 50, and I actually spent £60.94. And that was on things like, there was a book that I saw I really, really wanted called The Rainbow Diet, which I am kind of interested in really healthy eating. So I wanted to have a look into what that was. And then I bought a book for my book group, but I got it on Kindle, and it was only £3 or £4, but it's still, added to my budget for miscellaneous. And it meant things like that mean I go over. So I went £10.94 over. So, I spent £794.65 on variable stuff, and my budgeted amount for variable spending was £800, and I spent £794.65, which is just tad under budget, even though I went over on certain categories. However, now completely bust the budget, because another thing I'd forgotten to budget for was the boiler service. I should have been thinking, well, in the next month or two, I am going to get the boiler serviced. I only remembered because Gavin, the heating engineer, reminded me, and he said, it's time for your boiler service. That cost me £78. I do think it's worth doing it on an old boiler like ours. I mean, you're supposed to get it done every year, aren't you? It's quite an old boiler. He said it works perfectly well, and it's a really good boiler, and there's no reason why it shouldn't carry on for quite a number of years. So that's always good to know, isn't it? I know it's working efficiently. There are a couple of little bits on there that he said he could replace. They'll last till next year, so I think I'll probably leave them till next year. However, it doesn't have a proper thermostat. Well, it does have a thermostat, but it's so hard to use, and you can't just do plus 1 hour like my other one. I could just think, oh, it's a bit chilly, I'm just going to put it off for an hour. Now I think I have to put it on, and I have to remember in an hour to turn it off, so I have to set my timer on my phone. So he did say he could do me a timer, and he thought it would cost about maybe £150. So I'm gonna get him to give me a proper quote, maybe get that done, and then I'll get those other two bits done at the same time. So if I decide to do that, obviously I'm gonna have to remember to budget maybe 250 quid for that. But at the moment, the boiler is working well. It costs £78. I also did do a Red Cross donation. I mean, I do a little bit of charity stuff. I don't do a lot, but there's been a lot of Red Cross stuff, hasn't there, with all the stuff going on in Gaza, and it just looks hideous. And I only donated £15, but I thought I just want to donate something. And then so this is the other thing that was unplanned. So I've been buying loo roll from all over the place, but I've been trying to buy this sort of loo roll in paper, and I can't always get it. Quite often can't get it at all in Lidl or Aldi, so that's something else I would go for in Tesco's. And then I thought, well, why don't I just go back to one of the subscription things that I used to do. So I did used to buy from Who Gives a Crap, and it was really nice toilet roll, and there were big rolls, and it was I think I went for this recycled paper option, but you could get bamboo option as well, and they look very pretty in their little paper wraps and everything, but it was quite expensive. And then, you know, I was feeling the pinch, and I thought it was very handy during COVID. We were not panicking about toilet paper because we were already had the subscription to Who Gives a Crap. But I decided to knock it on the head for a bit, so I did. Have been trying to buy that recycled toilet paper. And then this one that I bought from Asda, which is falling apart, cost me £5.75. Oh no, I didn't get it from Asda. I got it from Morrison's. It costs £5.75 from Morrison's, which is expensive for this, because I've since looked on Asda, and they sell it 6 rolls for £3.95. That's quite a saving, isn't it? Morrison's quite expensive. It's soft bamboo, so it's made with bamboo. It's in paper, but then you've got this thing about bamboo. We don't grow that here, do we? It's coming from China, isn't it? It's got to be. So it may be better than some, but it's not as good as others. And not that I think Who Gives a Crap is perfect either. Pointless waste putting fancy wrappings on it. You know, it's just more paper that you don't use. People say, oh, I'll use some gift wraps and things like that. Well, I used to use them to pad out my parcels when I was sending breakables. But how many people actually, I've never received a birthday present wrapped in Who Gives a Crap paper. How many people actually do that? It seemed like a waste to me. So this time I've tried a different approach and a different company, and this is what I wasn't expecting. I went for the Naked Sprout. So the Naked Sprout have 2 options, again, bamboo or recycled paper. I went with the recycled paper because I think there's no point us all recycling if we don't have products made from recycled paper. And I went for unbleached. So this is what they look like. They do look a bit like that shiny, useless toilet paper you used to get in public toilets. Do you remember? I can't think what it's called now. It was shiny and not absorbent at all. It looks a bit like that colour. But that's the point. I'm looking at it thinking, I don't like it. That's because I'm used to nice white paper that's been bleached. So I need to kind of get over myself, I think. And I look in the bathroom and I think, oh, nice white paper would look so much better next to my nice blue wall and that sort of thing. And I think, yeah, that's bleach. You don't need bleach. You're trying to avoid chemicals. So I've done this. I'm not convinced that the rolls are very big. However, it's much tighter roll than this one, as you can see, which is quite squidgy. So it will probably last about the same. It's quite firm. In Tesco's, if I ever go to Tesco's, I should tell you what this costs actually. 24 rolls I went for. 24 rolls of this cost £21.15. So that came in minimal packaging, so just a cardboard box. Great size cardboard box for somebody who sells breakable things online. So immediately that box is going to be recycled and reused. Nothing else. My only worry with that is we don't have a proper porch or anything. So if they had delivered it and I hadn't been here, would it have stayed dry, just cardboard and cardboard? Yeah, I think you need somewhere safe to put it. I do have a bin outside, which I asked people to put parcels in. And because I only got the 24 rolls, they managed to squeeze it in the bin. That was good. If I'd gone for the 36 rolls, they wouldn't have. So that would be my worry with it. We don't really have anywhere safe. So I have started a subscription, but I am still on the shelf about it when it comes to finance, because I can go to Tesco's and buy, now how much is it? I actually wrote it down. So Tesco loo rolls, so they are recycled paper, same as this. I can get 6 for £3.30. So I could get 24 for £13.20. And this cost 24, £21.15. So you can see it's considerably dearer. However, I can't get an unbleached version in Tesco. If I go to somewhere like Asda, I am lucky to find it. And again, I got this one, which doesn't give me the option of a recycled paper one. And again, because in Morrison's it was dear. But again, if I'd got that from Asda, I'd have spent about £15.80, I worked out. So at their price. But then I go into those places and I end up spending more. So it swings and roundabouts. So if I just get it delivered to me, I'm not tempted by the other stuff in those bigger supermarkets, and I can get recycled. So let me know what you think. It is more expensive, but is that extra, I don't know, £6 going on the cost of this one, of that one from Asda? Extra £6 worth the faff? You don't have to think about putting loo roll in your basket when you go shopping. I know I could save more than that. If I bought the Tesco's one, we'd be looking at about £8. So let me know what you think. I've yet to use a whole roll of this. So some people say it lasts longer. I need to use a few rolls and we can see. But at the moment, it's the aesthetic. I shouldn't worry about stuff like this, should I? So let me know what you think. Anyway, what else did I do? So those were the things that I literally had not planned on at all. So they should come under miscellaneous, but my miscellaneous budget I had only set at £50. So there's something else I had to buy, but that's my business. It's a business thing. I had to buy a label printer. Oh my gosh, it's wonderful. Why did I not have a label printer before? It's really fabulous. So I chose this one. It's a little dinky label printer. The reason I had to buy it was because I do have a printer, and it was only a cheap one when I bought it about 2 years ago. And it's very, very temperamental. And this time when I came to change the ink, it just wouldn't recognise that there was any ink in there. So I don't know quite what's happened. I couldn't get it open to start with. And then when I did manage to get it open and change the ink, it just wouldn't recognise it. So I pulled them all out again, put them in again, out again, in again. Still just wouldn't recognise it. So I thought, I've just got so many parcels to do. So I got Justin to order this on his Prime, so I didn't have to pay any postage and get it the next day. And I do have to buy labels for it, obviously. Had to buy labels for the other one, but I don't have to buy ink ever again because it's a thermal printer, and it's great. Honestly, it's great. The downside is that I don't have a printer now. So if I want to print anything else out, which I do occasionally, not very often, I can't. I've got nothing to print it on. Justin does have one at his mum's house, so if I'm desperate, I could do it there. I could do it at the library. So I still have hope. I've still got the printer here because I'm hoping that I can fiddle around with it and somehow get it to work. But I thought this was an offer, and it should have been £100 something, and I got it for 85. I think it was 85. From Amazon, and it's been brilliant. So it's a good buy. I'm glad I bought that, but that came out of my business account, so that was an unplanned thing, but that's not a cost that I have to put into my day-to-day budget. So that's it really. So I've increased the budget a little bit in certain areas. I have put quite a lot for Christmas now. Don't know if I spend all of that. I haven't got that much to buy now. And we sorted out Secret Santa for the family. I did that. And so I know who I'm buying for. I know who Justin's buying for. That means I'm buying for them, basically, because Justin's rubbish at going out and buying presents. And I'm pretty organised. I've bought a little bit of food even. So I've got to decide what I'm going to eat. I'm not eating meat. So I think I'm going to do Sarah Brown's cashew nut and mushroom roast. It is a favourite, a really old favourite, and reliable. In fact, everybody likes it. They'll all have a little bit, almost as though it's a posh stuffing, I expect, when I make it. I made it the other day for Mum and Justin, and they enjoyed it. And I've got a few portions in the freezer, but I'll make again for Christmas. The girls don't like turkey, so they won't want turkey. They want something else. So I'll see what they want. Maybe we'll have, I don't know, a beef or a lamb or something. And Justin dislikes turkey, dislikes the tradition of it. So I'll just buy him a little bit, just a leg or something, so he can have that. So I've started buying odd bits. I've got the Christmas pudding. I've started buying a few little snacky things for Christmas, and I'm not going to overindulge. We're here Christmas Day. We're at my sister's Boxing Day, so I'll take some drink or whatever she wants, probably a dish of some sort for Boxing Day. We normally do a shared sort of meal. So I'll plan in what I'm going to do for that. Maybe a dessert or something. Girls don't like Christmas pudding, so I'll do something else for them. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I need to just plan ahead and do better, really, with thinking about those expenses that you know, and I'm not necessarily expecting. Something I am expecting this month is new tyres. My car, I need 2 new tyres. So Justin's he's got them on order, so I owe him, but I don't know how much I owe him yet, and his mate will put them on for me, so that won't be too hideously expensive, but I've got to put that on next month. I also have Archie having a proper groom. So this month we did him ourselves. Justin had to go with the clippers and I finished off with the scissors. And it worked okay, but his face is quite buffy, and obviously we didn't do his nails. We haven't got a grinder or anything. So he's going to have a proper groom with the groomer. I'll budget for that. And the other thing that Justin has bought is a new shed. So it's something he really wanted, to have another shed in the garden. And that will really help me out because we've got the lawnmower in the garage and it's just in the way, and all of his tools of all my eBay stuff because I take it over. Plus I've got 2 big freezers out there for food. So it would be actually marvellous to move all of the tooly type stuff and that lawnmower, which I'm constantly moving around, it drives me mad, out of there. And then I'm going to have a proper sort out, and I'm going to invest in some more big metal shelving. So it cost me last time, it costed in the region of 70-80 pounds. So I think I'll be looking at that again, and eventually I will be buying some big boxes that fit it, because that's what I've got on the existing one I've got. But initially I'm just going to use all the bits and bobs of different size boxes that I've got. So yeah, they're things I'm budgeting for next month. So going to be a lot of things, but you know, I don't know why I didn't do that last time. I was not on the ball in the slightest, so trying to be a bit better this month. Anyway, that's just a little catch up, little budgety catch up. Let me know what you do with your budget. Do you plan ahead for the week? Do you do an annual budget of annual expenses as well? And that's something I'm not very good at doing that, and I need to. I do put money aside. So I'll put money aside for things like the car and the MOT, but I think I don't think about things like the boiler servicing and those kind of things, and I need to. So I think come January I'm going to try and do a better annual budget. Let me know what you do anyway and what works for you. And that's probably it for now. We're going to go shopping. We're going to go off to Lidl, do the shopping. Then we're going to go and view the auction, because my mum likes an auction and I'm looking to buy some more stock for my online shop. So going to be doing that. So let me have your comments, as I say, and thank you so much for watching. I hope this wasn't too waffly, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.